Okay, so we finished the last video by looking here. We had this kind of functional graph, but which probably needs a bit more data before we can really analyze it. Okay, let's have a look there. I'm going to do something a little bit tricky here, and just to show you again the power of Excel. Okay, I'm actually, in the previous one, we did 5 little steps. Okay, each of 0.2. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to change it. I'm going to change that step size. Okay, so I'm just going to come out of here. All right, we started off at 2. Okay, I'm actually going to change this value to 1. This is why we use Excel, because Excel will memorize everything that we do. Okay, so instead of starting at 2 times 10 to the 5, I'm going to start with 1 times 10 to the 5. You notice here, as soon as I press enter, everything changes, including the graph. Okay, I'm going to also change my step size. So instead of going up in 2s, I'm going to go up in 1s. Yeah, everything changes. Nothing particularly interesting at this stage. Okay, however, hopefully you can see what I'm doing here. All right, I'm now going to copy this down. And I'm actually going to copy it. I'm going to copy and I'm going to paste so I can get some more values. I'm going to go 1 through to 9. Okay, and again, all I have to do is copy all my formula down. So if I come across here and press copy, and then paste into here, I'm just using Control and C to copy and Control and V to paste. Okay, and then press enter. Whoops. Okay, now I've got far more data, 1 through to 9. I've got, instead of 5 data points, I've got 9 data points. Okay, and then what I should be able to do is replot. Okay, again, I'll select this. I'll press Command and I'll select this. Okay, I'm plotting the total gravitational field against my distance from A. And now we've got a much nicer graph, right? I'm just going to make this a lot bigger. Okay, you should be able to see there that we've got a much more detailed and sort of interesting graph, all right? And what you're seeing here is a gravitational field that is initially negative. What that means is my left-hand force is kind of winning the tug of war, if you like. My planet A is pulling to the left. And then on the right-hand side, we've got planet B pulling to the right. Now, if you notice here, just at this point here, just at this point here, we're getting a really nice crossing of 0 there. And that is the point at which the value of our G crosses from negative to positive. In other words, it's the point at which G becomes 0. So from there, we could do a bit of approximate analysis there. Okay, if you're looking at our values here, okay, we've gone at 6 is minus 3.2, and at 7 is 1.97. So in other words, it's going to be somewhere between 6 and 7. It looks like it's probably going to be a bit closer to the 7 mark, because the difference here is 3.24 and then basically 2 there. So we're talking maybe 6.67, something like that. Somewhere between the two, slightly leaning towards there. So anyway, you could make an estimate, and obviously what you could do is you could make our step size smaller and smaller and smaller, and then eventually you could iterate there. There are obviously other ways you could do this simply using the formula, but that's what I'll be challenging you to do in a second.